28 minutes after the hour now, Venezuela once again accepting U.S. deportation flights after President Trump said the airspace above and around the country should be considered closed. The commander-in-chief doubling down on his mission to protect national security and stop the Maduro regime.
Venezuela sends us, but Venezuela sends us people that they shouldn't be sending. They emptied their prisons into our country. They sent us murderers. They sent us dealers at the highest level. They sent us gang members. They sent us people from their mental institutions. They emptied their mental institutions into our country.
So what can we expect to see from the administration next? White House Deputy Press Secretary Anna Kelly joins us now. Anna, thank you so much for joining us this morning. How are we to read this latest news when it comes to deportation flights? Is this an indication that tensions are cooling between the United States and Venezuela?
Cooling? No.
Well, look, the president and the entire administration have been consistent throughout all of this. Maduro is not the legitimate ruler of Venezuela. He is the leader of a narco-terrorist cartel. And as you played for your viewers here, the president reiterated that yesterday. They are sending the absolute worst of the worst into our country. Dealers, illegal aliens seeking to destroy our country with these illicit narcotics. And so this president hasn't taken any options off the table when it comes to carrying out his mandate to eliminate this scourge of illicit coming into our homeland. Because remember, this president was resoundingly elected on a promise to deport illegal aliens and also to take on the cartels. That is something he promised all the way back in 2023. So he's going to continue to do that to protect families across the United States from these illicit narcotics that tragically are far too many people in our country.
The Wall Street Journal op-ed that I'm about to read really highlighting the fact that nothing is off the table. Quote, the high stakes in Venezuela. The president has assembled an invasion-sized naval force in the Caribbean, including a carrier task force. The political cover for this intimidation campaign is that Mr. Trump is fighting cartels, but you don't send 25% of the Navy's deployed warships, F-35 fighters, and thousands of Marines merely to blow up boats. So,
Yeah, exactly. You don't.
Anna, the question then becomes, what is the administration's next steps when it does come to Venezuela? And are boots on the ground an option?
Here we go.
Look, again, the president kind of reiterated that yesterday. The president has a number of options at his disposal. And again, he was resoundingly elected to take on the scourge of illicit narcotics. This is a resoundingly popular issue. I'm sure you remember all the way back during the Republican National Convention when he highlighted the tragic story of Ann Fundner. She lost her 15-year-old son to one pill laced with. That's not acceptable. And so this president isn't taking anything off the table when it comes to eliminating the scourge of illicit in our country. And of course, that includes striking these boats that carry, as the president says, that can kill up to 25,000 people. Enough is enough. This president finally, after years of this, is taking decisive action to stop it.
Striking boats, but also the president recently said that land strikes on cartels could be happening very soon. Give us an update on that.
Give me data on that.
Could that be a possibility that could happen within the week?
Well, the president did say yesterday that it is a possibility, and I won't get ahead of him on any specific military actions. But again, this is a crisis in our country. Is the #1 of Americans between the ages of 18 and 49. Enough is enough, and the president is tired of leaders who talk about this and don't take action. This president, in contrast, is taking decisive action. Of course, he already has secured the border, but we also need to carry out that massive deportation of illegal aliens, and we also need to strike these boats. The are coming both by land and by sea, and so this president is tackling that issue on all fronts to make sure there is no way that these can come into our homeland and Americans.
Meantime, the Department of Homeland Security announcing an immigration crackdown in New Orleans called Operation Catahoula Crunch. In a statement released by the DHS Assistant Secretary Tricia McLaughlin, she writes, quote, it is asinine that these monsters were released back onto New Orleans streets to commit more crimes and create more victims. Catahoula Crunch targets include violent criminals who were released after arrest. You know, we've heard a lot about Chicago and other cities, but how bad is New Orleans that it was the latest, the most recent city added to the DHS's targeted crackdown?
Yeah, guys, be fully aware Baton Rouge is much worse.
Well, Trisha's exactly right. The concept of these sanctuary city policies is asinine because what happens is you have these illegal immigrants who, of course, are illegal. They illegally entered our country. And then under these ridiculous sanctuary city policies, even if they committed crimes, which, by the way, in New Orleans includes violent crimes, crimes like armed robbery, assault, crimes against children, those individuals, no matter how heinous those crimes are now basically allowed to stay in these cities because law enforcement locally is handcuffed. They're not allowed to act and deport and arrest and deport these illegal aliens. And so that is why DHS, rightfully so, is stepping in, launching this operation to carry out, again, this president's promise to carry out the largest deportation of criminal illegals in history, focusing on these egregious criminals who are endangering communities across our country.
White House Deputy Press Secretary Anna Kelly, we thank you so much for joining us this morning.
Okay, guys, hold on. If Maduro has decided basically right now to start taking back some of the people that are basically being deported back to Venezuela, is that a good idea? I think it's a great idea. But do I think that it means that he is capitulating specifically to what Trump is demanding and the United States of America is demanding? No, I don't think so. I think he's trying to save himself, even though by now he should have already tried to figure out kind of like an exit plan specifically from Venezuela. It would be smart if he was to basically disappear off into either Iran or Russia or even China, one of his allies, basically, right? It would be smarter because, again, he is not the legitimate ruler specifically of Venezuela. And if the person who actually won was in power, we wouldn't even be here right now. Okay, you understand? Hopefully everyone understands this here. I think that the person who would have won or should have won or should be ruling the country right now, it would have been a lot easier for us to actually say, hey, guys, listen, these people here have broken into our country. They're committing all types of absolute crazy kind of within our country. It is time for them to go back, okay, immediately. And the fact that Maduro is now doing it, yeah, I agree, bro. A little too little, too late, guys. We're gonna have to deal with him, but I'm not sure that the boots on the ground method is going to be the best for us specifically. I keep saying this. I'm not going to change my opinion until I have brand new information. Somebody give me brand new information and I'll be like, you know what, hold on, that may make sense here. But they have 150,000 troops specifically. They know the land, they know their country. We would basically only be entering in through like Caracas specifically in the north. They're going to run straight to the center and then it's going to be Vietnam all over again. Guys. All right. Like that's just kind of what it sounds like. I think the smart play would definitely be utilizing some of our naval individuals specifically that are sitting offshore to basically lob shots at them. That's kind of where I am mentally, at least with this. That's it. Guys, do you want to watch movies with me? I never actually thought to like promote it over here, guys. But if you guys do want to watch it, guys, we have hundreds of movies. And I mean, hundreds of movies that we've reacted to. You guys can come watch them with me if you want to, along with many TV shows. Currently, we're working on the show Dexter, along with Vikings. And we have a lot of series that are already completed. But if you guys do want to watch it with me, the link is in the description. Everything's available at the second tier. But of course, if that's not your thing, guys, don't worry, right? Listen, like and subscribe.